everyone, I'm Steph and welcome to the SYNC Summer Workout Guide. Today we are going to be focusing on squats and deadlifts, which are two of the most important workouts for ski racing. So I'm just walking over to the gym now. We've got our warm-up going. I will go over the main areas to target when warming up, and then we'll get into the exercises. Okay, so now we're at the gym. I am going to start with my warm-up because when you're going into these types of workouts, especially when you start loading heavy with squats and deadlifts, you really want to make sure that the muscles that you're targeting for that workout are ready to go, because otherwise, one, you won't get as much out of the workout, but two, you are also way more likely to get hurt or to pull a muscle. So let's start with the warm-up. For deadlifts and back squats, we're going to target the glutes, hamstrings, your back and core, and your quads.
I give you what you want. Take it when you go blind. You say that I'm just wasting my time. You say I'm too hard to handle and full of bounds. Say that I should give you up, 'cause I'm better, but baby you're not. Giving you up, no, I ain't giving you up. I got love and try, giving you up, no, I ain't giving you up. I got love and try, giving you up, no, I ain't giving you up, no, oh yeah, giving you up. She's a roller coaster, oh she's a flame. I'm burning up inside, but I can feel no pain. I won't try to stop her, she can't be tamed. I'm so in love with her, I fall and try again.
On top of like firing any of the muscles that you're going to be working, also just getting a dynamic warm-up in so that everything's kind of warm by the time you actually are starting to work out. And then now we're gonna get into our warm-up. So I always start with a couple of warm-up sets, usually one or two, starting out with a lighter weight and building up so that by the time you're actually at your starting weight, you are ready to go and your body is already adjusted to lifting weight. So there's a couple different techniques for squatting, but the biggest thing that you wanna focus on is that your knees are never going past your toes. You don't wanna have your feet on the ground and your knees like going like this. It's always gotta be on top or a little bit behind. So when I come down, my bum is coming really far back. The next big thing is stance. So depending on what your body type is, for me, I have quite narrow hips. So my stance is not too wide. I'm not like out here like a sumo wrestler, quite in close. And if anything, your toes are gonna point a little bit out. They're not gonna be pointed in. I think it's better when you start loading up the bar, kind of a more natural athletic position, like just at 90 or just below, and coming back up. So from this angle, you can see my feet. So what I was saying, a little bit farther out. Your toes can be pointed a little bit out. And your knees wanna go kind of in line with your toes. So you never want to be kind of in here or too far out. It's more in line with your big toes. So when it comes to deadlifting, there's two types. There's a regular deadlift where you're starting from your bent position, bar against your shins, lifting straight up along your legs, all the way down. Or there's an RDL, and then you're keeping your legs straight and just coming down below your knees with your legs straight. One of the best lessons that you learn about deadlifting is that the bar is going to drag up along your shins, up your knees, and up your quads. So you're not way out in front of your body trying to lift it. It's coming right down along your legs. When you're in an RDL, which is the straight leg one, you don't want your back to be curving or to be arching. You want it to be nice and flat. So similarly to when we talked about squats with your knees staying in line with your toes and not going forward or back in front of your toes, it's the same sort of situation with your deadlift. So you don't want your knees splaying one way or the other when you're lifting. You kind of place your hands just outside where your knees are over top of your feet, hands just outside, and you're going straight up. Same thing with the RDL, it's just straighten back, bar going along your legs. So since deadlifts and squats are two of the most common and important exercises for ski racing, you generally want to find your max at the beginning of your training block so that you can base your percentages of your load for the rest of the summer off of those, and then kind of have a mid-summer check-in, test your maxes again, and if they've gone up, adjust your percentages. And when you are working on your load, try to get up to about 80% throughout the block. So generally I will start at about 60% for my first set and then progress up from there up to 80%. So it usually takes me 4 sets, starting at 60, 70, 75%, and then 80%. And I will usually go for around 4 to 8 reps. Now that I'm done my workout, I walk home and do my recovery. So generally some type of stretching and mobility, because if you do those exercises a lot, you're gonna get stiff and that's not what you want. So make sure you're having a good warm up before you go, and thank you so much to SYNC for organizing this